Now, a lot have been happening here and abroad, and today I want to talk about it. But before I do, I want to give all praises to the Most High. Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessing, family. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been making video, but most of the time it's either removed or I just take it down because, YouTube have this algorithm thing going on. As y'all can see on this channel, I have this channel for over 3 years and probably have over 3,700 subscribers, and I've gained subscribers, lose subscribers, but my average view is like 35 to 37 views. And I suspect why it is because initially when I first started this channel, I used to go hard on this channel, talking about these hybrids and shit, so they don't like it, so therefore I guess they put a sanction on this channel, but it is what it is. But today I just want to talk about current events, things that's been happening, give you my take on it. I'm sure a lot of y'all could care less what I have to say, but it is what it is. So I was watching the news the other day where you had the orange hybrid, your president, not mine, decide to make a trip down to what they refer to as, I believe it's called Alcatraz, something like that. That's the place where they're housing these migrants, right? And when I seen the setup of it, the first thought came to my mind was how Biden allowed the floodgates to open during his administration. He knew he was going to only be a one-time president, and he knew that Kamala Harris was up next, as his predecessor. So he didn't want her to have the presidency. So what I suspect, and a lot of y'all just really need to pay attention to what I say. And before I even continue with what I'm saying, I do have a tendency to struggle for words when I speak because of my West Indian dialect. So please bear with me. But anyway, I suspect that Donald Trump, the Republican Party or the MAGA Party, whatever the hell they want to call themselves today, and the Democratic Party, they did not want Kamala Harris to be successor of Biden. In other words, they didn't want her to be the next female president. They didn't even want that Hillary bitch, like I always tell you on my video, to be the president. You think they're going to want a black or whatever they call it, they refer to us as black or brown or whatever the hell. They would not want a black woman as president. They didn't even want Obama to be president, but because he did so well, remember they gave him the presidency right after Bush, after he destroyed the economy with the lie. He lied and said it was weapons of mass destruction over there in Iran, Iraq and shit, and then they killed Saddam Hussein or whatever his name is. Just, because it's more to it than this oil, why they killed him, but that's for another video. But anyway, so they set her up. So Biden allowed all these migrants to flood in, right? Number one, to sabotage her chance of becoming president. And you got to remember something, she was a VP, she was a vice president, so she really had to fall back or sit back and just allow him to do his thing. These white people, man, I kid you not, these so-called white politicians, they cannot run the world. They cannot. Anytime you put one of these, and I'm not trying to sound racist or anything, because I do have white in my family. As a matter of fact, my mother's half white, so I can talk about you motherfuckers because I got y'all DNA inside of me. But anytime you put a so-called white man in power, all they care about is flexing their muscle. They prey upon their ego and shit. Who got the most weapon of mass destruction? And the thing with Kamala Harris, I think she would have done a hell of a better job than what this orange buffoon, this orange hybrid. I don't even like calling his name out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that Biden set her up, right? And in addition to that, I believe that they had a plan. Because I think personally that they want to have what's referred to as a reset. They want to destroy the American economy. You know why? Because America owns trillions upon trillions of dollars in debt to other countries, especially China. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to destroy the American economy. And I think Trump, first of all, that dude, I don't even know why he's even president, because he's a 34 convicted felon. You can't go to prison and come out and vote, and they allow this man to literally run for the presidency. You know what I'm saying? This just shows you how fucking stupid this so-called world is under the leadership of these fucking hybrids. They don't know what they're doing, and this is why my channel is being sanctioned, because I talk a lot about these devils, you know what I'm saying? And they don't like that shit, so they block my views, they block my video, but it is what it is. Whoever get an opportunity to watch this video, hey, maybe you're one of the lucky ones to get some truth. But anyway, family, so they Biden opened the floodgates, allow these migrants to come in. Then these people that was coming in here, a lot of them, came from Venezuela and shit. They opened up the prison system. They try to get rid of their worst. Many of these countries, they didn't want these criminals or paying to house these criminals in their country, so they allowed them to come out of their country and come into the Americas, and then they come over here with their criminality and shit and make it bad for the ones that been here for years. That's contributing to the American economy. And then they have this thing, they get rid of the migrants because they sucking up our resources. Meanwhile, they allow these motherfuckers to come in here, and that's what they do. They cause something to get a reaction and then to find a solution. So this is what I also believe with this so-called alligator Alcatraz, what they're doing, family, because remember this. They're rounding up these so-called migrants, right? They literally, Trump, I personally believe Trump is personally allowing America to collapse, to give Russia the next superpower seat. Because, Trump only got one more term. I know there's in the windows that he's going to try to run for a third term. That shit ain't going to happen. And even if it does, it doesn't even matter to us black people, right? Because at the end of the day, we done been through it all, right? But what I suspect that Trump is trying to destabilize America for Russia. This is why you see the other day he actually lifted some sanction. He actually stated that he wasn't going to give Ukraine any more aid. And for me, I could care less about Ukraine too, because Ukraine, there's a bunch of Nazi over there. They have a history of discrimination against black people. So at this point, they're saying I'll fight. I could care less. I don't give a fuck about none of these other nations or people other than mine. You see what I'm saying? So they're going. I believe what they're going to do with these migrants that they're rounding up. They're going to use them in replace of these people that they're deporting, right? So in other words, what I think is happening is that they're rounding up these so-called migrants. They're putting them in the detention camps, and they're going to come up with some shit like, okay, if y'all want y'all freedom, y'all going to have to work on these farms. And in between time, while the economy is getting fucked by not having these workers, right? People are going to be so desperate to have, produce and shit like that. They're going to overlook the fact that these are people, these are human beings, right? Families that they have in these detention camp. So what they're going to do now, they're going to say, well, either y'all going to allow us to do what we do. I guess what they're probably going to do now is federalize these, put all these farm lands, right? These farming areas and shit under the federal government. It won't be private anymore. That's what I believe. They probably buy these farmers out, and then they're going to have these migrants as fucking modern-day slaves. I'm telling you. Or they might say to them, okay, in order for you to get some kind of citizenship or residency, you're going to have to work. And you know what I'm saying? So now they're going to be working for free, literally for free. So they're trying to bring, that's what he said, let's make America great again. See, y'all don't understand these devils, right? These devils plan years, decades in advance with their deviltry. You know what I'm saying? I personally believe that Biden and Trump, because remember what they say, left wing, right wing, it's on the same bird. So I believe they set this shit up. They want to get free labor. They tired of paying the American people. So what they did, they came in with the Doge, with Elon Musk. They came and they stripped away a lot of these fucking these workers and employees and shit, government workers. And now what they're going to do, they're going to use cheap labor. They're going to use cheaper labor, right? Because the money that we're getting now as American citizens and shit, this shit is cheaper enough, but they're going to use cheaper labor. So these people that they round up, because remember, these people are undocumented. So it's not like family members could go out there and try to find them and shit, because they're undocumented. Right? Unless you have somebody that was already here established, and you do have, citizen family members that's already citizen, and they can probably do more to try to find out what's going on with their family member. But this is why they're saying that they're going to ship them all over the world. Remember they said that shit, Venezuela going to take African, you're going to have people from the South America going to Africa and shit. So that way, that's the pretext. So that way you can't say, you can't find your loved one, because that's what they do. These are some evil fucking geniuses, evil ass demons that live amongst us. So what am I saying in closing? That this economy, family, we are already in a recession. We are going to go into a depression. And what Trump is trying to do, he's trying to become a dictator so bad. I feel he's going to try to do something, amend the Constitution where he get a third term. But before that even happens, he's going to destabilize America. He's going to take away. He's trying to anyway. But the difference between here and elsewhere, like North Korea and all these places, these devils, these so-called patriots, yeah, eventually they're going to wake up. I'm not talking about the cult members. I'm talking about, the regular Americans. They're going to realize we ain't going for this. That's why they had these protests, these we don't want a king protests and shit like that. But what he's trying to do, family, what he believes, because he's a narcissist, he believes by stripping us, take away everything from us, we have no choice now but to bow down and go to him and grovel for the little crumbs. You know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't going to happen. Because what's going to happen is these people going to start wilding out. You know what I'm saying? When your back is against the wall, the next thing is to go out there and start taking shit. And all these wealthy motherfuckers, these rich people, including where I live at, some of these people, places where I live at, got these big homes, they're going to be targeted. You know what I'm saying? Because when people back is against, when they got to feed their family, they're going to do what they have to do. So what y'all need to do, family, y'all need to do something very, very smart, which is to start taking out this fiat money out of the bank, start stacking up on items, start stacking up on groceries, because you don't want to wait until that time comes. You want to have some provision. I always tell y'all this shit in my videos. Have some provision set aside in the event, you know what I'm saying, something pop off, at least y'all don't have to worry about going outside. Because I'm telling you, it's going to get to that point where, it's about to get real. It's going to be a civil war. It's going to be a civil war. And I told y'all in many videos that it's going to be martial law. Now, at the time when I was saying it, it seems at the time that's what's going to occur. But it's coming. It's coming. One way or the other, this shit is coming. So I would say to y'all, family, that y'all need to just start get y'all affairs in order. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are Christians, y'all praying to Jesus Christ, but all these fucking Christians out there, how come the world is so fucked up? Y'all praying to this demigod, this hybrid, this non-existent God, right? Y'all call Jesus Christ in the New Testament, and he ain't doing shit for you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie, for a couple of, the reason why I wasn't making videos, because for a couple of weeks, if not months, I was questioning the Most High, like, Heavenly Father, what's going on? Why are the world so, why are we in so dire need? Like, why are we going through what we're going through? And I thought about this shit, you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of evil people that live on this prison planet, even black folk, even in our community. And sometimes the good are going to have to suffer for the bad. You know what I'm saying? But you have to look at your individual circumstances and say, okay, is my circumstances worse off than the next man? Or is it feasible? Is it doable? Am I able to sustain? And I'm watching other people's situation and questioning the Most High, like, why? Instead of looking at my situation is fucked up too, but it's not as bad as others. You see what I'm saying? So you have to count your blessings. You have to look at what you have as opposed to what the next man don't have. Now if you're in a situation where you don't have anything and you're losing, then yes, you can question the Most High. And it just may be because, like I always tell y'all in my video, we are our ancestors. We come back. So the shit you did in your former life, sometimes you have to pay for it in this life. And these hybrids, they think that they're going to put us in slavery. They're going to reap the benefits from slavery. And they just going to, all they got to do is call up on Jesus and Jesus will forgive. And they're going to go, before the rapture. What they say? No, before the tribulation, they're going to be raptured. Nah, nigga, y'all going to go through the trials and tribulation. This is one of the reasons why the sun is heating up. And this is why you have Trump came, and I believe the Most High ordained him to get a second term, to bring America to her knees for all the wickedness that you motherfuckers have done to our people. You know what I'm saying? Black and so-called brown people. Y'all gonna have to pay, and y'all are paying. See, the good thing with black people, we've been through this shit. We already had a situation where we haven't had enough to eat, or, I think most I've never went to my bed. As a matter of fact, I can't recall going to my bed hungry, but, I'm sure there's others out there, can't say the same, but I've never done it, and Most High have blessings. That's why I have to give the Most High all praises for what he's provided me with. Now, my situation, once again, family, it is not as good as how it was maybe 5, 6 years ago, but it's better than most, right? I still got roof over my head. I still have a little income coming in and shit. I'm still able to put food on my table, so I still have to give the Most High all praise, and you should do the same. But again, family, I told y'all in past video that it's about to get real. right? 2025 is going to be a year like none other. The year is not ended yet. We are going to see some shit. I told y'all last year, 2024, shit was going to happen, pop off, right? And it did. You know, they had the fake assassination of that orange buffoon, that hybrid mutant and shit, which I don't believe that was really an attempt on his life. I think that was all staged. But nevertheless, it was big news. But family, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And another thing before I go, you have this feud with Elon Musk and Trump. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, if they had to vote or if they had to side with one of them, they would side with Elon Musk over Trump. You shouldn't side with neither one of them, because just don't forget that Elon Musk was once, you know, rubbing elbows with Trump, and Trump don't like nobody more powerful than him. Elon Musk was a rich, powerful individual, and this is why he used Elon Musk as a scapegoat, right? He created whatever this Doge, whatever organization, whatever you want to call it, and he put Elon Musk in charge of it. Now Elon Musk is money hungry because Elon Musk get all of his wealth from us, the American people, right, with his technology or whatever. And Elon Musk thought that because he had Trump back. But what Trump was doing, Trump is an evil genius. Notice, like I told you on my past video, anytime you associate yourself with Trump, you're gonna lose. Trump is a curse. Trump is a fucking curse. You had Kanye West, Elon Musk, Giuliani, Michael Cohen. I can name so many people. The people that write the insurrectionists. Everybody that associates himself with Trump. Even Steve Bannon and shit went to jail. You know, you will lose. And now they gave him another chance to become president. And look at the condition of this country. Look when he had his hotel. I remember when I was young, I used to go to his Trump hotel. I didn't actually go into the casino, but I used to go there with adults and shit. I used to stay in the car and just hang out in the car with other youngsters while they go gamble. He had the Trump casino. He had this Trump airline, and this man Lord bankrupt everything. How could they even think that he's a good businessman? This man couldn't even, you know, conduct business of his family. I don't know, man. That's why I said these people that's ruling this world, these Trump supporters and these politicians and whoever the fuck, they are the most idiotic people. They, not because they have suits and they talk intellectual. The talk that the language that they speak, the way they speak, that's their language. So for us, let's say from Africa or the West Indies or even so-called African America, we have our own little culture thing going on, right? We might look at them and think that they're intellectual, and no, they're not. That's just how they speak. Because if we go to China as English speaking people and try to talk Chinese or talk broken Chinese, they're gonna look at it like we're fucking ignorant. Ignorant meaning that we don't have no sense. Like we sound stupid to them because we're not fluent in Chinese. Just like when Chinese come here into the Americas and shit, and they try to talk, you know, so-called English, this Germanic, demonic language and shit. They sound ignorant to us. Like they sound fucking stupid when they talk. But that's because this is not their original tongue. So don't let the suit and tie and the articulate the way they speak and shit, or the wealth that they have, they're still uncivilized people. These are the same motherfucking people, descendant of people that used to enslave us, burn us on log, cut babies out of women, take the babies and slam them on as soon as they pull the baby out of the woman vagina and take the baby and slam. This is a slave woman, the white woman, slam the baby on rocks. These people like to call us uncivilized, but they're the one that's going around the world starting war. Just because they speak a certain way, sound intellectual, that doesn't mean they're not. That doesn't mean that they're civilized. They like to call us uncivilized because they come into our culture and they bring their way of life, their so-called democracy and shit, and try to say that we are uncivilized. They are the savages, family. They are the one that eat people. Because just think about it, right? Let me just say this to y'all. There was a story where they said that these Europeans went into this part of Africa, and they brought their disease and shit. They were spreading their disease, and as soon as they came to the shores, these people was, dying out from their disease, because these devils used to live in caves. They're unsanitized and shit. The Moors was the one that actually, domesticated these fucking hybrids. Anyway, they it was they think it was 2.5 million of these native African people, and they said it was like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 of these hybrids, right? These Europeans that came into this region with their guns and muskets and shit, and they start enslaving those people and shit. And next thing you know, the hybrid, they start to multiply, but the natives started to decline. Right? Decline. Now, here's the kicker to it. It wasn't so much they was dying out from the diseases, it was from them eating the fucking Africans. Yes. And I know, and YouTube, this is only for entertainment purposes, because I know y'all like to, algorithm type shit. But yeah, family, so they was saying that while the Europeans was multiplying, these tribes, right? It was 2.5 million of them. They went down to 100 and something thousand, and they couldn't find their body. They couldn't find them. So if they died from disease, you're supposed to have trace of them having disease, but they were just finding bones. You know what I'm saying? They was finding burnt, like literally they cooked them on a motherfucking open fire. They was finding they bones charred. Right? And it came to a conclusion that these fucking hybrids was eating them. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can Google how they used to eat slaves back in the days. They even say they went as far as to eat, what was that famous slave that they even made a movie about him and shit. I forgot his name. But anyway, family, it's deeper than what you think. But the Most High is getting ready to turn the tide. So yes, unfortunately, we have to suffer. We have to go through the fire with these hybrids, right? And unfortunately, it's happening where many of our people, and I'm talking about my nation, my people are suffering, because that's just how it is. We're on this prison planet. This planet right there where we're on, this is a prison planet. We're souls. We're actually fallen angels, if you will, right? We're spiritual beings that came here in a physical existence to live out our punishment. In our past life, we were wicked, and these hybrids, for some reason or another, the Most High or God or whatever the fuck, put them over us to punish us, to beat us. But at the end of the day, family, we're going to come out triumph, because in the Bible it says 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. Two-thirds of this world actually is going to be destroyed. So until then, he have to prepare us. He have to prepare us. He have to put us through the fire. It's almost like when you and I know I'm talking a lot. I keep saying I gotta go, but anyway, it's almost like when you're making a sword. You get raw iron, right? It doesn't have any shape, doesn't have any form, and you have an idea of how you want this sword to come out, and you put it through the fire, and you pull it out, and you beat it, and you start to mold it until you get the proper shape that you want, the shape that you desire, and you keep beating it, and you put it in the fire some more, you quench it, and you beat it, and you just make it stronger. And in the end, once you get the desired I guess when it's strong enough, then you start to shape it and sharpen it into the weapon that you need it to be. It's the same thing with the Most High is doing with us. This is why we're going through the fire. So a lot of our people ain't gonna make it, but for those of who will endure to the end, we shall make it. But family, I know I'm rambling. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. With that, I say shalom.